I should like to do now for you a story based on a randomly generated word. So let's do it. Bada ba, bada bing. Dip. Excuse me. Um, Dip. Well, obviously, swimming pool, right? Swimming pool, lake. And then the challenge is to tell a story I have not yet told. So I'm not going to tell about the second time I almost drowned. I guess I'll have to tell about the first time I almost drowned. At least there might have been like other times, but first like memorable time. You know, because you can't. How can you? If you're not a good swimmer, then how can you remember like all of the times that you almost drowned? Seriously, I'm kind of a sinker. At least I used to be. I might be more buoyant now because of increase of girth. I hear somebody in the background who's going to be bugging me any second on something completely unrelated to the story. But forging on, focus. What we're talking about here. So I was in Mexico City, and during a break from the production of Amityville 3D, that fine work of cinematic art, I traveled to a little mountain-fed stream resort 2 hours outside of Mexico City where we were filming. Filming the inside of the Long Island Amityville haunted house. And during this little sojourn, I stayed at a place called Las Estacas, the Stakes. That was this stream side resort, icy cold water in the tropical heat of the lower, sort of almost sea level elevation. Okay, fine. I was staying there as a guest of the Saravia family. The Saravias, somehow my parents knew them. They had some role, even though Mr. Saravia was, I believe, a banker, the family had some role in administering this little streamside resort that Mexicans used to love to vacation at because the water was nice and icy cold. And so I got my bathing suit on and jumped in the water, kind of at the top of the the stream run. Plan was to swim down to a lower point and get out. I think there was a bridge near where I got in, and the water wasn't that deep, but it was over my head, somewhat fast flowing. And not too long after I got in, I discovered that I was reminded that I'm not that good a swimmer. Or at least I wasn't then. Probably not now either. And there was sort of a marshy, reedy area off to one side out of the main flow. So I headed for that, figuring, greenery, I would be able to grab onto something. Funny thing is, though, water plants, at least the water plants I encountered, do not really offer any support, basically. So I was like grasping, and that whole move just made things worse. And I started gulping water, and things looked pretty dire. But luckily, Ignacio Saravia, the young Saravia, who was kind of hanging out with me a little bit, he and his friends, unbeknownst to me, I guess he had kept an eye on the wayward, slightly older gringo. I was 29. He was about 19, I guess. Anyway, the important thing is he was a pretty good swimmer, pretty fit, good swimmer, jumped in, and basically kind of lifeguarded me to safety. Somehow probably put his arm around me and just hold me back to shore. Somewhat after that, we ended up, I joined him and his friends for some tacos, real tacos, not like gringo American tacos. They were, kind of a little bit firmer cut of meat, a little coarser, delicious. Tortillas there, they just did them up. And, it was good to be alive and eating some pretty darn nice tacos. So that was the first time I can remember significantly coming close to drowning. But it didn't happen, and thank you, Ignacio, aka Nacho to his friends. Nachos and tacos. That's it for tonight. Signing off. Ciao.